While we celebrating this grand occasion, there is still a lot more we could do. We need more people to make their contribution, to make it better for me and you. Too many businessmen in this little country sit on the cash and don't do a thing. Yet Nevis Culturama, they make big money. Williams, Gums and Slack don't give a red cent back. Only TDC and the partners Stroney. Oh, the biz brain and the lead will win. Come forward and contribute generously. Special thanks to you coming from the king. If you don't hear your name, it's just a slip and in mind. I will remember to call it next time. Hensley Daniel,
thank you.
The partner Oral,
Thank you.
Suti Byron,
Thank you.
Tom the Piper son. You are the ones who make me aware of we culture. For 20 years you brought us good cheer. Thank you, brother. Big Nose Flamingo,
Thank you.
Bald Head Miko,
Thank you.
Nervous Ginger,
Thank you.
and Poopa Wheeler.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations and
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lara Menon,
Thank you.
Lyra Richard,
Thank you.
Eustace Hankins,
Thank you.
and Kenny Villain. You are the ones who make me aware of we culture. For 20 years you brought us good cheer. Thank you, brother. All masqueraders,
Thank you.
all fan players,
Thank you.
queen contestants,
Thank you.
for your performance.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations and
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
VON Radio,
Thank you.
ZIZ Radio,
Thank you.
all them DJs
Thank you.
on the airwaves. You are the ones who make me aware of we culture. For 20 years you brought us good cheer. Thank you, brother. All my supporters,
Thank you.
all criticizers,
Thank you.
all them police,
Thank you.
for keeping the peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, Syria, baby, I love you so dearly, baby. As long as you're near me, honey, I'll always be happy for you. I love the way you hug me in the morning. I love the way you hug me at noontime. I love the way you hug me in the evening. I love the way you hug me at bedtime. Baby, I love you, no one will love you forever. Honey, no other man can love you no better. Darling, I pray each day that you always remain mine. And we'll be together, girl, for the rest of our lifetime. Oh, Syria, baby, yeah, yeah. You're sweeter than candy, baby. Your love is like magic, darling. I can't do without you, darling. I love the way you kiss me in the morning. I love the way you kiss me at noontime. I love the way you kiss me in the evening. I love the way you kiss me at bedtime. Baby, I love you, no one will love you forever. Honey, no other man can love you no better. Darling, I pray each day that you always remain mine. And we'll be together, girl, for the rest of our lifetime. way you move in the morning.
Oh, yes,
I love the way you move at noontime.
oh, yes,
I love the way you move in the evening.
oh, yes,
I love the way you move at bedtime.
oh, yes,
Baby, I love you now and I love you forever. Honey, no other man can love you no better. Darling, the way he said that you always be my mind. And we'll be together, girl, for the rest of our lifetime. Darling, I want you, baby. Come on and love me. Come on and squeeze me. Baby, I want you, darling. Honey, I love you. Sweet, I want you. Come on and squeeze me. Honey, you love me. I love me, darling. Every day the same thing. All them California, they singing the same song. Something about your business, something about politics, and nothing real consequential. No innovative lyrics, with no records of by the records and tapes. God music make us listen. If you want to make it great, you got to give them party music with plenty catchy lyrics. Give them party music, I say. And when you give them party music, they just cannot use it. Only then they won't have to say. Like they tell me, come with flamingo, give me sweet calypso, jam me like they used to before.
Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy.
Jam me till we fall out no more. Make me wanna like we used to in the 70s, early 80s, in the evening, Juve morning.
Party, 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 party.
When some young misuse Culturama, they use the occasion for their own agenda. Some use the stage as a forum for self-aggrandization. Some use it just as a podium to pose a politician. One sudden egotistical, think he is under correct. What makes you think he's so special when you hear people realize, yeah, you got to give them party music with plenty catchy lyrics. Give them party music, I say. And when you give them party music, they just cannot use it. Only then they won't have to say. Like they tell me, come with flamingo, give me sweet calypso, jam me like they used to before.
True. Yes, sir. If you're wondering who's singing that song, is the Great Flamingo. One of my favorite Calypsonians. One of my favorite all-time favorite Culturama songs.
Treat them respectfully, sing good calypso. Stop all the better they call it, that are sophisticated. Stop to what all leaders do, taking people for granted. As national entertainers, your responsibility is to listen to your supporters and try to make them happy. You got to give them party music with plenty catchy lyrics. Give them party music, I say. And when you give them party music, they just cannot use it. Only then they won't have to say. Like they tell me, come with the flamingo. You will speak calypso, jolly like they used to before. Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy. Jammy till we fall out no more. Make me wonder, like we used to in the 70s, early 80s, in the evening, Juve morning. This one is a knockout. Give me the best, man. Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy. Jammy till we fall out no more. Make me wonder, like we used to in the 70s, early 80s, in the evening.
Come with it, flamingo. Give me sweet calypso. Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy.
The people complain every same thing. All them Californians, they sing the same song. Something about your business, something about politics, and nothing real consequences. Nothing of every lyrics, with no regard for the people who buy their records and tapes. So music make us listen. If you want to make it great, you got to give them party music with plenty catchy lyrics. Give them party music, I say. And when you give them party music, they just cannot use it. Only then they won't have to say. Like they tell me, come with it, flamingo. Give me sweet calypso, jammy like we used to before.
Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy.
Jammy till we fall out no more. Make me wonder, like we used to in the 70s, early 80s, in the evening, Juve morning.
Party, 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 party.
When some Calypsonian misuse Culturama, they use the occasion for their own agenda. Some use the state as a forum for self-aggrandization. Some use it just as a podium to pose a politician. When suddenly egotistical, think he the He's a Dr. Red. What makes you think he's so special? When you people realize, yeah, you got to give them party music with plenty catchy lyrics. Give them party music, I say. And when you give them party music, they just cannot use it. Only then they won't have to sell. Like they tell me, come from England, give me sweet calypso. Tell me like you used to before. Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy. Jam me till we ball out no more. Make me wanna like we used to in the 70s, early 80s, in the evening, Juve morning. Party, 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 again. Darling, you will get it, we will reach. We will party tonight and party and more party, girl. Easy's party again. People spend their money to support your show. This one is a knockout. Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy. Jam it till we ball out no more. Make me wanna like we used to in the 70s, early 80s, in the evening, Juve morning. Party, 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 again. Make me wanna like we used to in the 70s, early 80s, in the evening, Juve morning. Party, 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 again. Since King Short Shirt in 76, only I ever came so good. Sweet melody mixed with strong lyrics. Even Davy understood. The King Bingy was real nervous. The bald head boy, he started to cuss. He claimed it don't make no sense for him to go and compete. My lyrics too strong, my music too sweet. Competition night, everybody heard. They give the boy king and give me third. I beg the 5 judges, tell me what the hell went wrong. All of them tell me, you sing the wrong song. According to the criteria, should I win the competition? But judges telling me, you sing the wrong song. They want me sing something stupid for their money.
Maybe then we go from your king. Take off your hat and show them your bald head. Walk up on stage till you out of breath. Spit fire in the air and mess with the judge's head. Cause only that them judges upset. But I tell them flat.
So my friend is bigger than that.
I tell Tinty Lester and back.
So my friend is bigger than that.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome you to day 4 in the series of Poets in the Square, today Thursday 30th of July 2026. We are indeed happy to have you with us. I'm seeing a number of new faces, and we greet you and we welcome you. I want to single out a young man that I have known for many years. Might have seen him last in very early 90s. Good afternoon, Paul. How are you? Very well. And your family, welcome. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, as per usual, we have a number of poets for you who would be reciting. And of course, our feature poet is back with us today, and you, our lovely audience, would have an opportunity to take part in our impromptu contest. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to call on the EPPS cake workers, cake dancers, to dance for us, and of course, their leader is very versatile, and she is filling in for a child that took sick. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the EPPS cake dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please keep your hands going for the EPPS cake walk dancers? And we must say a hearty thank you to Mrs. Sandra Brown Fleming from the Department of Community Development. She fit in, and I'm sure you didn't recognize that you had an adult who was dancing. And of course, she's the one who teach them. So let's give her a round of applause, and the dancers also. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize in our presence the Honorable John L. Nisbet, Minister of Social Empowerment et al. Good afternoon. And of course, she would be entertaining us a little later. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to go into poetry proper. Ladies and gentlemen, to open the baton, we would now call on Mr. John Kell. Let's give him a round of applause, please. He was here earlier in the week, and he has always been here over the years. And I'm sure that he wouldn't mind me saying that how good he looks for his age, 90 plus years old. Let's give him another round of applause. And he's reading without glasses like me.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is ABC of Culturama. A is for artists, plenty of out. B is for beauties, bouncing around. C is for Culturama, 52. D is for drummers, plenty of noise. E, evening, plenty of shout. F is for fanfare, let's make it a start. G is for girls, gyrating around. H is for hotels, seem pretty full. I is for islands, people come from. J is for judges, a thankless task. K is for killed. My name's spoken at last. Yeah. Wait a minute. L is for loud as troops go past. M is masquerades, they're looking tall. N is for noise, it comes from us all. O is for office, we all sign in. P is for policeman, who can't stand the din. Q is for queen, sure lots happen within. R is Radio Von, it is Radio Von is its name. String band, S is for string band, they all look the same. T is for troops, still pounding the ground. U is for uniform, school children wear proud. V is for victory, we all like to boast. W for water department, Monday's roast. X is we all put our mark. Y is for youngsters all taking part. Z is for Zetlands, a place they may start. Happy Culturama. Okay, I've just got another one if you just bear with me. Okay. It's called I'm Going to Recycle. I'm going to recycle, nothing to do with bikes. It's collecting plastic bottles, tins, aluminium cans, cardboard, and the likes. They don't collect bottles yet. Seems to be a lot around. Loads of non-returnables thrown on the ground. Most come from cars passing by or at beauty spots. Lots get broken, could be dangerous to tots. Looking in my recycle bag, not only water bottles, it's all types of plastic that holds liquid or powder. It could easily throttle. I am finishing now to make myself a drink. I will have to wait whilst I take my plastic bottles from my sink. Okay, thank you, thank you. I haven't got them all. Short, very short. Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Mr. Kell a round of applause. There is something that is called selective listening. Maybe I'm guilty of that. But when he said the ABCs of Culturama, I vividly remembers G, because it's for girls gyrating. That's what I can recall. I mean, I recall other things, but that is to the fore. So girls, wherever you are, remember you have to come out and gyrate for Culturama 52. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Mr. Kell another round of applause. He just told me that he's 93 years old, and he said I can share it with you. Let's give him another round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on. And at this point in time, the pleasure is mine to welcome a young lady, in my opinion, from Gingerland. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the podium to recite to us Miss Louise Duport. Let's welcome Miss Duport, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, tonight we're asking you to go out and support the soca artists at the Cultural Village, 8 o'clock sharp. The Power and Groovy Soca competition would be held there. So we're asking you to go out. Please welcome Miss Louise Duport.
My poem is entitled Sunrise on Nevis Peak. Central she sits with silent lips, while gently sloping to her hips. Admiring the entire land, she looks so humble yet so grand, enriched with morning's fragrant hue, poised like a monarch dressed in blue. Our queen of the Caribbean's mountain stands. Ascending from the east, the sun creeps slowly over the dew-laden land. Our blue-dressed sovereign now gets set to accept some heat and give off sweat. Nature in all its beauty glows in green and blue as sunrise shows the glistening grass so wet.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we give Miss Duport another round of applause? Very well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue, and we are going back to the east, back in Gingerland. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure is mine to welcome another young lady from very close to me, my neighbor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium Miss Phyllis O'Flaherty to recite for us, ladies and gentlemen.
everybody. This is Phyllis speaking. My poem will be the beginning of Culturama, I think, or hope. The title is Don't Throw Your Culture Away. Listen. Hang on. Bear with me. I'm old. But don't call me old. Okay. Listen. Let me tell you. Don't throw away your culture. I have been to England and all over, but I would not throw away my culture. Behold, me calabash bowl to bal me can. It's the perfect dish. Long before china plate and plastic cups, calabash bowl serve multi-purpose. It would boil your corn nice and smooth, hold your corn and fish water proper, and still it could mix the beverage good. Me, how can I throw away me culture? I ain't throwing away me church hat, nor me good church frock. I look forward to dress up and go a praise. That is the way I know in me growing up days. Yes, that is how we grow up in this land. Heading to church, depending on God's right hand. And you know that I have to carry a nice big bag with me alcohol, some Florida water, smelling salts, and wash rag, and some mints for you. And yes, this bag must have an umbrella, especially now it is Culturama, for in Nevis, it look like rain and Culturama go together. Yes, that too is part of me culture. No, I ain't saying we don't have to move on and advance as ourselves. But while you make all kinds of plans for the future, please, I beg you, don't throw away your true culture.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please give Miss Ofleati another round of applause? I'm sure you recognize now why I introduced not just her, but the others as young. I would never make that mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, listening to a poem, it's so truthful. Over the past months, the place has been so hot, scorching. And we prayed, some of us, and we begged for rain. And as soon as the first show was scheduled, what happened? That Friday night, last week Friday, the rain came, and it came like it come with vengeance. So that is so true. She spoke about the big bag, and I'm hoping that she has the nice English chocolate in the big bag, the Cadbury chocolate. I'll be more than grateful. But ladies and gentlemen, we must move on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to call to the podium to recite for us, ladies and gentlemen, Valerie Thompson, no stranger to poets in the square. Can we please give her a nice, rousing round of applause as she comes, ladies and gentlemen. That's teacher Valerie. She looks young. She taught you. Wow. Great.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. This poem does not have anything to do with Culturama, but I was asked to do a poem, so please listen. It's entitled, A Woman Who Lives Alone. A woman who lives alone does so after realizing that she's enough, that she's sufficient, that she's strong, that she deserves the best. A woman who lives alone is not selfish, cold, or damaged. She's whole and holy, thus guards her precious self fiercely, tenaciously, yet reverently, and with an enormous amount of self-love. Self-love that is created, built, evolved, and harvested from experiences that are too bitter to countenance. A woman who lives alone one day decides that energy-draining relationships are truly toxic, that jobs without joy are death traps, but peace, solitude, quietness, choice, contentment are her best friends. That wisdom, industry, frugality, independence are her support systems. A woman who lives alone learns that laughter is truly good medicine, that nature heals, that music is definitely the food of love, that reading diverts the mind and lulls the soul, that God fulfills his promises. A woman who lives alone is restored and is phenomenal. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please give Teacher Valerie another round of applause? I pray to God that in the next 30 to 40 years, I would look as young as her and the others. Give her another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on. And at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call a young lady to the podium. She has lots of responsibilities on her shoulders, and I don't envy her. She's no stranger to poets in the square. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking of none other than the Honorable Janelle Nisbet. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the podium the Honorable Janelle Nisbet to recite for us.
Good afternoon. I think it's fitting that mine comes after Valerie. We're on theme. There's a popular song, A Woman Me Name, So Me Born Lucky. We sing it with pride, we tell our daughters they are blessed, yet somewhere between the chorus and the Constitution, between daycare and the workforce, every lesson hums, make yourself smaller. But I'm thankful for the women who drowned those hums with the beating of their drums, women whose courage became a cadence, whose defiance became a rhythm, whose footsteps paved an alternative path for the rest of us to follow. They weren't well behaved, they were well remembered. The adage goes, well-behaved women really make history, but really, history has always depended on who wrote the book. Because history has a funny way of calling obedience a virtue when really it's often just silence written in cursive. For centuries, a good woman was one who lowered her voice, lowered her eyes, lowered her expectations, until eventually she disappeared altogether. Be seen, not heard. Speak, but only when spoken to. Dream, but not too loudly, you might wake up the patriarchy. And every woman who refused was called something. Difficult, bossy, opinionated, emotional, too ambitious, too loud, too much. Until one day, someone told me, your problem is that you want to be your own person. And I remember thinking, exactly. Funny, you trust us to raise your sons, but never to be the sun to illuminate our own names, never the light, never the center, never the gravity around which greatness revolves. Yet our pull is immeasurable, our push quite literally brings life. The irony is almost poetic in a beautifully chaotic kind of way. Even now, as the Eastern Caribbean replaces the Queen with 10 faces meant to tell our stories, only one of 10 bears the face of a woman. Because history does not always erase women. Sometimes it gives us just enough space to say we're included, not enough to be truly seen. We grew up hearing 1 from 10 leaves not, yet somehow one woman among 10 is expected to represent us all. But take her away, and the story unravels. Because women were never just one face, we've always been the frame. So if making history requires me to be a little less obedient, a little more inconvenient, a little more impossible to ignore, then respectfully, I choose history. Because history has a habit of calling women too much right before remembering them as trailblazers. Because history does not need more well-behaved women. It simply needs more women holding the pen. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can do better than that for Honorable Nisbet. And of course, men often say that women are impossible for a number of reasons, much more reasons that she stated. Can we give her another round of applause, please? Ladies and gentlemen, just before we move on, I want to say good afternoon to Dr. Patricia Bartlett. Howdy. How are you doing? Wow, I got that. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, well, let me tell you who Patricia Bartlett is. Patricia Bartlett was the chair of Culturama when Poets in the Square was introduced. Let's give her a rousing round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And the brainchild of Poets in the Square. And she's looking so lovely. I was expecting another. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on. And at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure is mine to welcome Miss Maricia Williams to the podium. Let's give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as she comes. No stranger to Poets in the Square.
Good afternoon, everyone. I usually have 2 poems, but I heard it's 1 this time. So this poem was written by me, and I hope you enjoy it. Arise, strong woman. She curled herself in a fetal position, numb to the noise, numb to the pain. Her voice could no longer be heard. It's like a dream. Her dreams were stomped to the floor. She cringed at the sound of fear because it drew near. The taste of her own tears is nothing to compare. Sounds of the wrong things piling herself aware. What to do, she heard deep down there. Embedded in her soul, she must fight to do what's right for survival. She got up and held on to life. Somewhere within, a beam of light spark into gear. The purpose to go on, purpose to live. This strong woman has risen. Thank you.
I particularly like that one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Miss Williams another round of applause. She has risen. And of course, as a strong black woman. Another round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on. And we are going to remain in Charlestown. And we're going to call on Mrs. Javan Dyer to recite for us, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome Mrs. Dyer.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's lunchtime already. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. So I will, just as usual, I'll give a background to my poem so that you can get a very good understanding of what I'm talking about. And I'm going to start my poem my background in an unusual way. So bear with me. When peace like a river attended my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. Okay, I know it's poet in the square and it's not singing in the square. I get it, so relax. Hold that thought for a minute. Growing up, I only heard "it is well with my soul" at funerals. For a long time, I thought it was just a song for the dead. But as I grew older, I realized it is actually a melody reserved for the living. I started wondering, what does it truly mean to have a well soul? In a world so filled with challenges and demands. It was in this reflection that brought me to the concept of a peace room. A peace room is a place in my own mind where I can escape the busyness, even if it's just for 5 minutes, to rest my mind, breathe, and reset. This poem invites you into my peace room. It is well with my soul by J. Dyer. Welcome to my peace room. Come, take a tour with me. A moment of peace and quiet, a place where you'll want to be. Come inside, close your eyes, leave the noise and the rush behind. You see the walls are gentle blue. Feel the worry fade from you. In this room, the air is still. Feel it blow upon your skin. See the light that softly glow. Embrace peace and feel it grow and grow and grow and grow. Now you are in this peaceful room where this flower can safely bloom. No one can pick her or cut her down or trample upon her on the ground. So release. Let stress go. It's time that you let fear know. It is well with my soul. Have you noticed the windows, the curtains blowing free? No tensions, no restrictions. It all flows naturally. Now breathe in deeply. Count to 4. Feel the peace, then feel it, and feel it more. Hold it softly in your chest. Let your tired body rest. Now you're in this gentle room where these flowers can safely bloom. No one can pick her or cut her down or trample upon her on the ground. Release the stress and let it go. It's time to let anxiety know. It is well with my soul. So right now, I take this liberty of inviting you, the charge is free, to take this peace wherever you'll be. Peace should be practiced. Now we all can agree. Wholeheartedly is good for your mind, your soul, and your body. And when the storms of life should come, step into the peace room and happily hum. Thank you.
Can we give Mrs. Diana a round of applause? Now, stop, breathe, hold it there, and you are blossoming internally. Now, give her another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You see that poem, it's real, because I believe that if we are on the land of the living, it is indeed well with our souls. Give her another round of applause. I too thought that song was only for the dead. But we on the land of the living, we need to understand and live by that. Right, Ms. Prentice? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on. And at this point in time, I'm going to introduce a young man to you who is a veteran in the art. He has been on stage for a number of years in drama, also in poetry. A man who was around from the start of Poets in the Square. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the podium, Mr. Clayton Huggins, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Fifield. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am grateful for the opportunity afforded me by Poets in the Square to share my work with you. And I am happy to see one or two members of the audience who have been in the audience from day one. Ms. Hanley. Yes. I must add something to what Mr. Fifield said about the invaluable and irreplaceable Dr. Bartlett. The second year of Poets in the Square was run by Deborah Tyrrell, and I remember her and I speaking at the Charlestown Gallery about who we should get to help run it, and she called several names. I said no to each, and I said I wanted Dr. Bartlett to run it. She said, do you think she would? I said, well, I can ask. I went up to Dr. Bartlett's office, and she said the same thing. Oh, there are other people who are. And I said, no, I want you to do it. I found out, I think it was after 17 when I spent several months in Toronto, that she was, and I suppose still is, irreplaceable. Yes. I have a few other announcements to make. I have been a curator at the Charlestown Gallery since it opened in 2013. And right now, every year for Culturama, I usually curate a show. This year, we have a show of two artists, one from Nigeria and one from Ghana. The Nigerian artist is actually on site. You can visit the gallery anywhere time between 10 and 2, Monday to Friday. The Nigerian artist is actually on site, and she would be happy to engage you. I shall recite 2 poems. The first one, 3 poets ago, the poet spoke about the weather, and this speaks to some extent about the weather. It's called For the Moment. My fancy phone has to, I'd like to record what I'm saying. Just hit the red button. For the moment. Dappled sunlight on brown skin. The leaves played in the wind. Their sketch fleeting shadows on the dirty window pane. I followed the arc of her flow until it came to rest gently in my mind. I floated, feeling in my heart every flutter of shadowed leaves that came to beach on the shore of my feelings. I had waited an eternity to arrive on this scene. The wind stops and sighs herself shut. The leaves wait for her to puff her next gust, wondering where the play shall end. In the sky, I glimpse 1,000 shapes of things to come through the gently swaying leaves. A dance now. Branches keep their distance as they lull to the call of the flowing wind. A stately chaconne or a rollback to a big drum. A bird breaks in on the scene but is indifferent to the music. It has errands to fly. The dance shall continue for an eternity or for as long as we can stay to see the light. The line on the pane slowly descends, shadows following the sun for respite. They are patient, for they know only for so long can she toil with us like this before she must sink below the waves to slake her thirst. We shall pine for her, but only for a night before she calls us again to compass her light. Thank you. This next poem was written not too long after the events of September 11, and I find that as I get older or as time progresses, it seems that we are entering a time in this world where we can no longer put our trust in those who stand before us as our leaders. And I'm not making a comment about our local leaders here. I'm referring to those who are portrayed and claim to be leaders of the world. If you were to listen to them, it would appear that we're going to hell in a handbasket. But there's hope. And that hope, I think, lies within our hearts. We are fast approaching the time when we must look within ourselves for guidance. I hope you find these words interesting. Shortly after the events of 9/11, the President of the United States said an appropriate response to all of that was to go out and shop. Anyway, what else can we do but shop? What else can we do but stop? Our lives guided us yesterday, but my heart says the truth is here to stay. May as well let it pass. Who knows now how long we will shape the future someday. Who knows now how long they shall last. All I know is the sun shines today. I'll tuck my shirt in, straighten the tie my father wore. I'll kneel and confess all my sins, be done and worship gods no more. In Gaza, the dead raise stone bouquets. They remind us of our solitude. The bullets were shaped for sockets to open the eyes of the ruled. No one wanted to believe we were anything but good. So the quiet death of will was accepted where we stood. It was as plain as our heart's blank leaf that all the havoc done in our names had returned to us unleashed, ravenous, rabid, blooded, deranged. I peered into the gathering dark and heard the voices of the millions dead. They screamed, "We're yours," as they grabbed my heart, drank my spirit for wine, and broke my heart for bread. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Huggins, please. I'm sure you can do better than that for Mr. Huggins. Give him another round of applause. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on. And at this point in time, we're going to call on one of our former queens, Culturama queen, right here in Nevis. Ladies and gentlemen, she's no stranger to Poets in the Square. Please help me welcome to the podium Miss Denicia Smithon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This poem is entitled The Greatest Excuse of a Nivision by Chesley Manners. Hey, nobody can beat a Nivision with an excuse. Man, we just good. And I think we're the most creative when it comes to this. And listen, this excuse is not me mother gone or me father dead or me brother taken and went to hospital. It is not even I sprained my foot or I had the flu. And it is not current or water being locked off either. And it beat the gas being done pan me. Or I get one fall and bust me tail. Well, all I would say is God bless the rain. In Nevis, we love the rain real bad. For the rain give us the best excuse in the world. It is plain and simple, rain been a fall. With this excuse, you can get away with anything. All you got to say is, rain been a fall. It can save you from licks and embarrassment. It can prevent people from getting vexed with you. It can make you look good even when you're willful and wrong. Because all you got to say is, rain been a fall. If you tap home from church and the pastor call, you say, Lord, pastor, I had a me clothes, but rain been a fall. If you don't feel like going to a funeral, man, you're glad when a dark cloud appear in the sky. Because then you would explain. If a little drizzle fall and you reach work late, you tell the boss, sorry, sir, but... And sometimes the rain finish long time, before your meeting start. But because you never ever plan to show up, you just say, me sure nobody going go. Because rain been a fall. If Mary Jane reach school late, she might get away with murder if she tells she teacher, rain been a fall. If the Culturama show done late, you say, well, we could have done long time, but if you drop sleep because you're tired and bang out, you smile even if just a few drops fall from the sky. Because you can use the familiar excuse that. And even when the weather dry, we can still find a way to use the excuse that. That's why me glad me and Bobo are not rain. Because the poor rain get too much blame. But although this excuse never work when we go abroad, it remains a part of the Nevisian culture and psyche. You can look high or low in this land, or you can walk from mountain to sea. You can go around this island 10 times. You can even turn Queen City inside out. But listen to me, you will never find any excuse as effective as... Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're not clapping what me rain, me now. That's why you know. Well, clap for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our 2012 Culturama Queen, Miss Denicia Smitten. You know, earlier on, I was talking about the first paid show last week, Friday. The Mr. Cool and Miss Swimwear competition. And it finished late because? Now I know I finished late. You should have done tell me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you another young lady. I call her Teacher Avril. On paper, it's Avril Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the podium, Miss Avril Williams, ladies and gentlemen, to recite for us. Teacher Avril. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are asking you to go out tonight at 8 p.m. at the Cultural Village and support the Power and Groovy Soca artists as they will be competing for both crowns.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. My poem is entitled, Look Outside the Box for Our Culture. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings, our elders and teachers taught us to say when meeting or passing someone on our way. They told us those are called good manners. I think good manners is part of our culture too, not only the things we often highlight. So I invite you to look outside the box and call good manners our culture. Would you? Please do. Tourists come here and give it high commendation. We must never let such slip from our nation. Sometimes it seems like it's slipping away, but under my watch, never one day. Returning from my morning walks, while children congregate awaiting the school bus, their eyes stuck on the phones as if watching what's there is a must, I'd say, good morning, children. If they don't hear at first, I'd say it again. Then they'd look up and respond, good morning. To the adults walking to work, sometimes with their eyes stuck on their phones as well, I'd say good morning. Now, no one passes without a greeting. I'm glad my culture is remaining. Many adults exhibit what our elders call good manners. Right here at our podium is a perfect example. Our MC always greets that way. Many adults do the same when they enter our banks, stores, business places. It pleases me that some non-indigenous folks are catching on in spite of their races. I won't endorse foreign styles creeping in here. When people put us down, passing you near, as if you are a tree, a parked vehicle, or a wall. We all are people, so hi or hello is quite in order. And don't say hi and then ask, how you doing, if you have no interest at all. I would realize you have no interest if you keep walking, caring nothing of my response that I am talking. It's a style, and I don't like it. I think in our culture, it is a misfit. Well, there's a modern greeting my elders knew nothing about, done mainly by men and boys. They seem to like it and proudly display it. Google tells me it is called fist bump. It's becoming part of our culture. To be truthful, I like to see it. And perhaps you do too. But never would I throw my old-time style of good manners away. Forever in my culture, it must predominantly stay. Thank you.
Let's give Teacher Williams another applaud for that. Well said, and I really believe that we in the Caribbean, and more so Nevis, are raised what I would want to say properly. We always greet and say good morning, good afternoon, how you doing? And she brought that to light in poetry. Another round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call now to the podium another lady, no stranger whatsoever to Poets in the Square, to come and recite to us, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the podium Amethyst Walwyn. Can we give her a nice round of applause, please, as she comes?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amethyst Walwyn. I'm better known as Amethyst here, but my first name is Corinne. So if you see Corinne Walwyn, that's me as well. All right. Today, I want to share this poem with you. This is the first time I'm sharing it publicly. As a matter of fact, I woke up this morning and I said, what can I share while I'm in town today? So what I did, I went to one of my notebooks and I found this poem that was written since February 6, 2023. And I think it's appropriate. I think it meshed with some of the themes that already passed by. And I entitled it, Strive to Be You. Strive to be you. Women, set your goals and see life unfolds. As step by step you make towards your golden stake. You may stumble and fall. Get up, your inner voice call. Move forward, never look backward. Push through the obstacles that slow down your pace, trying to make you lose your place and your miracles. Life is not a race, but a journey to be favored. Each step of the way being favored. It takes time and patience, which is like essence that brings out the flavor of God's favor. Remember where you have been and know where you are going. You don't always need to be seen, but you must be giving. Women, encourage each other. Pray for one another. Strive to become the best version of you. To yourself, you must be true.
it will rub off on others. Remember, the older you get, the more you learn and will not forget. This will strengthen your stance, although it may sting like a lance, which causes you much pain, but it will not be in vain. You'll become stronger and survive all kinds of weather and become more secure in who you are. Keep striving. Your miracle is coming. It's not very far. Become a better you. To yourself, be true, because God's hands is on you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together once again for Miss Walwyn? She asks us to keep striving because God has a better place for us. Another round of applause, please. We can do better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure is mine to welcome to the podium a young lady who is from the East, deep in the East. A young lady who is no stranger to poetry. A young lady who is no stranger to drama. A young lady who is a playwright, and I can go on and on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the podium Miss Agnola Hendrickson, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here today to make my contribution to Culturama. My contribution comes from my memory of a man in Gingerland called Mr. David Freeman. Miriam, are you get ready? Freeman and them boys will be here this weekend. Those words, those simple words, were never just words. They were the opening lines of a story that every Nevision child longed to hear. They were the drumbeat before the music, the sunrise before the celebration, the promise that Culturama was coming home. And just like that, our house transformed. My mother moved with purpose. Goat water bubbling, sorrel brewing, cake rising, coconut tart schooling, every pot, every pan, every spoon, every recipe, stirring not only food, but tradition. Because in Nevis, we don't simply prepare meals for Culturama, we prepare memories. And while everyone else was busy, I only had one assignment. That was to wait. Not for the people, not even for the band. I waited for the sound. That one sound that could stop conversations, empty verandas, and send children running without anyone calling their names. The sound of David Freeman's fife. Oh, that fife. It wasn't polished by recording studios. It wasn't measured by charts or trophies. It never needed a Grammy. It proved its greatness. Its stage was Nevis. Its audience was every heart that knew that what it meant to belong. The moment that first note kissed the ear, the village awakened. Feet began remembering what generations have taught them. Bodies moved before minds even realized, while smiles appeared without permission because that fife and that big drum did more than make music. It called us. It gathered us. It reminded us of who we were. Then came the honeybees, strings laughing, rhythm dancing, music flowing like the breeze across the island. And there was David Freeman. He never stood still. Oh no, he didn't play the music. He became the music. Every step was a testimony. Every sway was a celebration. Every note was an invitation. Before long, there were no spectators, only participants, no strangers, only family, no audience, only Nevis. It's been 52 years of Culturama. Many seasons have come and gone. Many voices have fallen silent, but some sounds are too sacred to disappear. That melody dancing through the villages, that echo calling us home, that is more than a fife, more than the big drum. It is our inheritance. It is our culture. It is part of who we are. It is the heartbeat of Culturama, the heartbeat of Nevis. So today, we remember, we celebrate, we honor, we give thanks for David Freeman, for the Honeybee String Band, for every musician, every storyteller, every dancer, every elder, every child who has carried this culture from one generation to the next. Because culture is not something we inherit only once. It is something we must choose to keep alive. As long as one child waits by a window, as long as one elder remembers the melody, the spirit of Culturama will never die. It will rise, it will dance, it will sing, it will live. Long live the music, long live the people, long live the memories of David Freeman. Maestro, let's get some music.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together one more time for Agnola Hendrickson? Really well done. If I didn't know Mr. Freeman, she painted a real vivid picture of him, the maestro David Freeman. Let's give Miss Hendrickson another round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, after our feature poet, we're going to have the impromptu contest. I'm going to come back and give you more information on that. But at this point in time, the pleasure is mine to welcome Teacher Elliot to read or recite or sing or dance the profile of our feature poet.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you one of Nevis's poetic treasure, the featured poet for the Culturama 52 edition, a son of Bath Village, Mr. Ezekiel Almuntu Byron. Mr. Byron, kindly come forward. From St. Thomas's and New River Primary Schools, he received his primary education, and then on to Charlestown Secondary School, our then lone high school institution. From an early age, the Rastafarian faith he embraced and has continued to this present day. Committed to the principles of natural living and self-sufficiency, working briefly as an assistant bench chemist at the St. Kitts Sugar Factory. He is widely recognized for preparing national ital dishes, especially now Culturama is on, fulfilling the people's wishes. For several years, Muntu has been eager in the art of poetry and exploded with his poem, The Journey, in 2024 for Culturama's Golden Jubilee, ensuring the public remember the visionaries who laid the foundation as he captured the historical significance of culture to our nation. This week, Poets in the Square salutes a gifted cultural ambassador, a pioneer who has continued to recite with eloquence and fervor. His life and work continue to enrich Nevis's cultural heritage as we now welcome Mr. Ezekiel Imuntu Byron to the Poets in the Square stage.
Yeah. Greetings to ones and ones. This one called Agri, Past and Present. Now, let's celebrate agriculture for what it means to we. Not as a hobby, but as an industry, feeding family and helping the economy. Rooted in our history, one of the ways of life our ancestors taught we, whether it's on land or sea. From the days when every household had animals, because those were used as collateral, and it was a plus if you had a donkey, would take you on your load from mountain to sea and be ready to take you to church on Sunday. The days when we didn't know about milk in tin, cow and goat milk we were drinking. Our bread was made from cassava, not flour. The days when you use what you got till when you get what you want. Even with pointed stick, our ancestors are plant. They didn't know about fish pot wire, a bamboo, the hinting them been make out of. Bamboo rod and twine was used as fishing line. Neither did we have engine. Sail and oar is what they were using. Our eggs came from the yard, not from abroad. And when your parents tie and purge a fowl on Thursday, smile, you're having chicken on Sunday. From our cane field, we used to get a good yield. With mills in Hamilton and New River, we used to produce some sugar, but it wasn't crystallized, so we call it muscovado. When come across a material made from cotton, it could have been grown right here on our island. Did you know, during World War II, cassava was the savior? That them used to boil, make bread, make porridge, and turn the meal and make musa. Nevis was always known for its agriculture. Except for breadfruit, everything else to St. Kitts they used to take over. And one of the sailing boats, Princess Valiant or Sakara, traveling with human, animal, and any other cargo. You only got vegetables and meat at the market. Fish, you ain't had to walk too far to get it. Vegetables are sold by the parcel, not by the pound. And butchers would ride their donkey to get animals all around. And then would lace the animals on the donkey and take them to the market in town. Barbara Shanna, Barbara Webb, Alga Libod, Miss Smith, Miss Freeman were some of the market vendors. Vincent Claxton, Tamin, the Tyson brothers, Desmond and Luther, Desmond and Carlton, Luther Williams, Fire and more were officials. George Payne, Vincent, George Payne, Jolly Hendrickson, Austin Challenger were butchers. They would butcher late on Friday, and the meat would still be fresh all Saturday. Your privilege, excess salt and galvanized was the fridge. You might laugh, because this might sound like a joke. Me too had me days of corn fish and corn pork. For lunch or dinner, you will get roast pot, boiled potato, and swank, aka sugar water. Our snacks didn't come from the shelf. It came from the tree. Enjoying mansiport, mango, golden apple, shaddock, fat pork, and cherry. They even nowadays got greenhouse. I keep out the donkey, the monkey, and the mouse. They even boast of healthier animals. Now that they got a clinic with barbs and other qualified veterinarian. When next planning for agriculture, leave a little space for ganja. That too can be a foreign currency owner. Respect to the Hammond boiler. That too was handed down from our ancestor. It come like it good, because they say traveling all over. How about the beekeeper? The quality of the honey. They can't even full all the order. At the abattoir, they don't just slaughter for sure. They offer smoke ham, sausage, burger relish, and more. You get anything Nevis grown at the agro processor. Solid or liquid, sweet or sour. They even take breadfruit, potato, and cassava and make flour. We don't just feed, with the fish, we don't just feed the community. Forever, we've been exporting fish, conchs, and lobster regularly. To the younger ones, don't feel less than if you decide to dirty your hand. You're just on your way to becoming an independent man or woman. Me a food preparer, not a farmer, but I'm going to try my hand with two of them tree while you cut up and light a fire. Warning, ignoring the fresh food from the fertile land. Still a rush, go take it off a shelf when it come back processed in a can. Why so many coming down with cancer and non-communicable disease? You can't understand? What you think going to happen if you just eat from the can and stop eat from the land? Yeah. This next song called Nevis, naturally. Nevis, Uwali, Queen City, land of natural beauty, number one in hospitality and culinary. Nevis nice and just words. It's a reality. If you're in doubt, come and see. From your rival, you're being treated like a family. Crime is not an issue. Our rate is lower than that of the Bible. Climate is always good for the beach, with bar and restaurants not out of your reach. Something would be missing if you didn't visit the Bath Hot Spring. How about a tour, a horseback ride, or movements on a two or a four-wheel bike? Or if you're fond of nature, one of our mountain trailers can take you on a memorable hike. Do you know of Willett, the trendsetter, who in the eyes of a few is seen as nobody, who opens the West Indies door to Andy and Vivi and the rest from this vicinity? How about Maritza Williams, our only on-track Olympian, deserve a mention? Remember the Nevis netballers who made the West Indies team? Cynthia, a.k.a. Pipson, and Lydia, a Bigi daughter who was the leader. But it's all in order, because they to produce our first political leader. To me, it was pretty cool when I learned of young Nisbet going to the Olympics to compete in the swimming pool. So it's clear to see, with or without facility, we're good as any, better than many. How about our folklore? Has been in demand from shore to shore. Our cakewalk has always been a feature at every Carry Festa. Our masquerade has been a part of everybody's festival and parade. Our string band debuted at the music festival. Yeah! The Governor General whining, and the Prime Minister can't catch the beat. What's wrong with he, boy? Our steel band is holding its own. I'm so proud to know it's homegrown. Hinting, Abby, oh my God, nigga, girl, boy, you'll hear them regularly. They are only found in our dictionary. Remember, if you don't make it to heaven, you'll be into Nevis, full of good vibes and adventure. Never feel like a stranger. So don't be resistant if you find yourself becoming a frequent visitor. Just know, say, it's a well-spent dollar. Oh my God, me done.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you can do better than that for Aimuntu Rasti. And I think I can boast a bit. He's a product of New River. Yes. And St. Thomas's. But I'm taking some credit too. Wayne Gingerland, New River. Yes. And Bath too. The whole of Nevis. He's a Nevisian. Let's give him another round of applause. And the thing that I like about Rusty, I call him Rusty, is that when it comes each day, he's paperless, he's tabletless, he recites from memory. And I think for that, we ought to give him another round of applause. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow, he'll be back tomorrow, so we're asking you please to come on time. Tomorrow we're going to have parade, so we want you to come on time so you can get all of what we have in store for you tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our impromptu contest. The topic is, I am seeing the parade. Should it be the parade? Yeah, man, let's go a little colloquial. The parade. That's D-E. The parade. Now, if you want to participate, can you kindly raise your hand? Anyone can participate. You must write a poem 5 to 8 lines. Anything less than 5 lines would not constitute a poem. That would be automatic disqualification. So we're asking you kindly to abide by the rules. We are looking for at least 3 judges. We have our chief judge, Dawn, and special good afternoon to Dawn. She has always been here. If she ain't come, I don't think we'll have poets in the square. Just give a wave so those who don't know you could know who Miss Poets in the Square is. So ladies and gentlemen, please indicate by waving your hand. I'm seeing one of our winners in the audience for our event. We had the Hoxton of Coconut, Mr. Carl Manners. Good afternoon. You won because I wasn't able to take part. Someone told me that. I didn't make up that. And of course, I am seeing Ralph Liebert Powell. He would have won the bun eating competition on Monday, I believe. Was it Monday or Tuesday? They won. Yes. So I hail up Ralph. Tuesday it was? Tuesday, okay. I am looking around. Is Dennis still with us? Yes. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, as we give you some time, 5 minutes to get your poetic juices flowing, we're now going to call on our Culturama Queen 2012, Miss Denicia Smitten, with the hope that the rain would stay away for now, for Culturama, and the rain would come again after Culturama because we really need the rain. The place is so dry. Yes, Denise is getting herself ready. You can come, Denise. Let's give her a round of applause. She wanted an excuse, you know. When I call her name, she didn't know I was going to call her. She was walking across the road there. And she looked up in the sky and she said, Lord, the rain ain't going to come. But I said, Lord, keep back the rain. So you come. You ain't get an excuse today. Denise is spitting, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon again. I don't know if I will be able to execute this or recite this as I did earlier, but I will surely try. So as I mentioned, the poem is entitled The Greatest Excuse of a Nevision by Chesley Manners. Hey, nobody can beat a Nevision with an excuse. Man, we just good. And I think we're the most creative when it comes to this. And listen, this excuse is not me mother gone or me father dead or me brother taken and went to hospital. It is not even a sprain me foot or I had the flu. And it is not current or water being locked off either. And it beat the gas being done pan me. Or I get one fall and bust me tail. Well, all I could say is God bless the rain. In Nevis, we love the rain real bad. For the rain give us the best excuse in the world. It is plain and simple, rain been a fall. With this excuse, you can get away with anything. All you got to say is, rain been a fall. It can save you from licks and embarrassment. It can prevent people from getting vexed with you. It can make you look good even when you're willful and wrong. Because all you got to say is, rain been a fall. If you tap home from church and the pastor call, you say, Lord, pastor, I don't had on my clothes, you know, but rain been a fall. If you don't feel like going to a funeral, man, you're glad when a dark cloud appear in the sky. Because then you would explain, rain been a fall. If a little drizzle fall and you reach work late, you tell the boss, sorry sir, but rain been a fall. And sometimes the rain finish long before your meeting start, you know. But because you never plan to show up, you say, me sure nobody gonna go because rain been a fall. If Mary Jane read school late, she might get away if she tell the teacher, rain been a fall. If the Culturama show done late, you say, well, we could have done long time, you know, but rain been a fall. If you drop sleep because you're tired and bang out, you smile if even just a few drops fall from the sky because you can use the familiar excuse that rain been a fall. And you know, even when the weather dry, we can still find a way to use the excuse rain been a fall. That's why me glad me name bubble and not rain, because the poor rain get too much blame. But although this excuse never work when we go abroad, it remains a part of the Nevisian culture and psyche. You can look high or low in this land, or you can walk from mountain to sea. You can go around this little island 10 times. You can even turn Queen City inside out. But listen to me, you will never ever find an excuse as effective as rain been a fall. Thank you.
What we gonna do right here is go back. What we gonna do right here is go back. What we gonna do right here is go back. What we gonna do right here is go back.
Ladies and gentlemen, give Miss Smitten another round of applause. May I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that the topic for our impromptu contest is the parade. So please, if you are still unsure, you can indicate by raising your hand, and if you would like to be a judge, please also indicate by raising your hand, and one of our subcommittee members would come around and give you a piece of paper and write it instrument. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interim, I'm going to read a song that my son wrote for himself some years ago when he participated in the Junior Calypso show. It's entitled, Together We Can Do It. From me small, my parents teach me a lesson. To treat everyone equal and respectfully. Much like an orchestra, everyone has their part to play. So listen, hey, there's no way that I let you go astray. Bankers, lawyers, they can't do it all. When the garbage full, who them gonna call? Huh? The same garbage man who them does scorn. At this point, a line must be drawn, for if you see someone cleaning up the streets, they are helping everybody. So let's work hand in hand to better our country. Now I am older, I can see the world getting colder. People don't care about each other anymore. Friends backstabbing each other just for material gain. It's such a shame. Let's stop the country from going down the drain. Children are the future, so in them we must instill respect everybody. Don't look down on anybody. Show that you care, or you'll all live in despair. I say you need to hold your people dear. Treat all of them fair. Now it's time to take action. I really hope that you're here. Now I'm calling on all the leaders, parents, teachers, and the others to help me steer this country into equality. There's no need to fear, for when we are successful, our future would be peaceful. Now together we can do it all, from St. Thomas's right around to St. Paul's. Yes, nothing can stop us at all, not even the great China Wall. For when you see Nevis fight for something as one, there's no way you can refuse us of what we want. Thank you. This was done by my youngest son, Rajon, some years ago. It's really meant to be a song. How are we looking, Madam Chair? Any more minutes? 2 more minutes. So what I'll do, I'll ask the DJ to strike up for the 2 minutes. And please remember the topic, the parade, 5 to 8 lines. And of course, you'll be judged accordingly. Thank you, Mr. DJ.
Visiting
How we looking, Madam Chair? Waiting on the list of the contestants and the list of judges so we can move straight into the competition.
Welcome to the party. If you love mass and excitement, you come just in time. Here you go, get it all, not just a fraction. This little exposition will always be on your mind. Hey, a cultural breakdown is your plenty action round town. And the young, the old, and the in-between. Coming out to dig this infecting total.
You're listening to arguably the number one DJ on island, DJ Woodis. And I make sure insert the word arguably, because some may not agree and some would agree.
Constant motion, everybody moving.
There we go. Nico, Mr. Calypso. Feels so good you come back to sing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the list of poets. We have 6 participants today, and they are Joshua Jevon, Roddy, Bella. Now this name is giving me challenge. I'm going to come back to it. We have Calvin, and we have Jayandre. Jayane, thank you. Let me write it how I can call it. Jenai A. Thank you very much. The judges are our Chief Judge, Don. We also have Avril and Call. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the competition, and we are going to start with Bella. Let's give Bella a round of applause. We're going to put her in front of the podium because she's that small.
Okay. Walk around in the street. You can hear a sound, music you meet. You want to have fun in the sun. Celebrations are here to come.
Let's give her a round of applause. The youngest participant thus far for the year. Very well done. Bella. Bella. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm told that judges are ready before we move on. Friday night, big bacchanal in the Nevis Cultural Complex. Massive, huge, thunderous bacchanal going to be going down. We are ready? Good. We're now going to call on a beautiful young lady to read Roddy's poem. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Point of correction, Roddy will do his own poem. My poem is, the poem is entitled, The Parade. My name is Crystal Chitik. The music plays so high and bright. The people dance with great delight. Colorful costume, the masqueraders fill the street. The drum create a joyful beat. Everyone smile and waves along. The air filled with dance and song. The parade brings friends and family together. It's a happy celebration to remember forever. Flag waves high as the band passes by. Sweet island music fill the sky. The parade and Nevis nice. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, and judges, please take note that's not Roddy, but instead Crystal. Crystal. So judges, please take note that is not Roddy. I was misinformed and I apologize. And that's Crystal. Judges, as soon as you ready, that's Crystal. So please, yes, that's Crystal. Crystal, I know that we may have confused the judges. And judges, I do apologize to you and to the audience we have here and to our viewing audience as well. I do apologize. But I think the judges, they have it sorted out now. So remember, Friday night is a big Calypso Bacchanal. 7 Calypsonians would be coming up against the reigning monarch, Lyrics Empress. Remember last year, Lyrics Empress, she made history. First time winning the crown and first female to win the crown in Culturama Calypso competition here on Nevis. Judges, as soon as you are ready, you can indicate. Yes, we are ready. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium, Janaya. Jenaye. She'll call her name. Come in front, darling.
The parade got everything you need. From the fun you'll get done, just be you. Nothing stopping you. Just be yourself because the parade got you.
Your name again, darling? Jayane. Let's give Janaye. Give me the last name. Let me call her last. Grant. Let's give Miss Grant a rousing round of applause. I like her. She's brave. And she ain't afraid to correct me, which is good. A child shall lead them. Thank you, Miss Grant. I could handle Grant. So I'm going to say what I'm comfortable with. So we invite you again tonight to the Cultural Village to witness the Groovy and Power Soca Monarch competition. Defending in the Groovy is King Adwa. Defending in the Power is father and son, Rocco and Ras Brown. And they have some face competition coming up. And of course, Lyrics Empress will be defending her crown on Friday. Saturday, the all-day art and craft food fair at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park. So we starting at 6 and go straight into the night. Are we ready, judges? Just indicate, please. Yes? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite to the podium to recite for us on the topic, the parade, Joshua. Is Joshua here? Okay, we have someone who's going to read Joshua's poem.
Okay, The Parade by Joshua Brown. The parade is like a motorcade. Junior and senior, it's not a misdemeanor. It's just a parade. You ain't getting paid. An expression of our culture, past, present, and future. Thank you.
Just for our audience, and especially our viewing audience, you may not know who Joshua is, but Joshua is the young man behind the camera. Come in front now. Let everybody see who you are. You can come in, set the camera, come in front and give a wave. He's shy. The cameraman is shy. But ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on. And we will call on Jevon to come and recite her poem entitled The Parade.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The parade. Color, color, sparkle and shine. From the side of the road, me just come for the lime. It's true I might not do the troop and parade, but that's the thing I left for the vigorous. The parade, okay. It's true I might not do the parade and troop. I left that kind of thing for the vigorous youth. I enjoy the parade. I ain't afraid of the stage, and it ain't got nothing to do with my age. I have a strong reason I cannot share with you. The parade is the parade, and I can do my do.
You can do better than that for Jevon, ladies and gentlemen. Where are we? We at Saturday or Sunday? I heard a voice that I know. That's Silma? It's the voice I recognize, you know. Welcome to Nevis. Welcome home. Welcome home, darling. I'm sure I'm gonna see you on Juvemon. Now tell me we ain't gonna fall, you know. Don't tell me we ain't gonna fall. To be an excuse. So I'll see you. Judges, how we doing? Continue. Good, great. So we're now going to call on Roddy, ladies and gentlemen, to come and recite for us the parade.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Roddy. I can't do like the gentleman who was here, recite everything from his head. My mind is too full and too stressed out. Anyway, the parade. Round upon French Quarter, St. Martin is where I'm from. Father from Guadeloupe, father from Guadeloupe, while mother from Butlers. Yes, Nevis is where she's from. A totally mixed culture is how I was made, raised with principles and love that can never be paid. Ever since I've known myself, for every holiday, Nevis would become home by my grandparents. I would stay. Today, they say Culturama is dead, but that is far from the truth, is what I believe in my head. It's time to stop the negativity and let us all get together to keep the culture and join the parade. Thank you very much.
As the young people would say, turn up the volume on that. Done with the negativity. Let's give it up for Roddy. And coincidentally, one of the young Calypsonians has a song entitled Turn Up the Volume come this Friday. So she'll be speaking about you should done with the negativity and speak to positivity. Ladies and gentlemen, our last participant, I'm now going to call on stage. I'm going to welcome her to the stage as I just welcome her back to Nevis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Isilma to the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. This is by Puffy, Calvin, or Kelvin, but I said, if you write it, I will speak it. So I'm keeping my promise. Let's go. The parade. The people come through town at 1 p.m. Big drum, masquerade, clowns, all of them. Culture fever, culture passion, culture pride. I tell you, Nevis culture never died. colorful, lovely, and full of style. Culture Parade, taking you the extra mile.
Let's give it up for Islima, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges would retire. They would. And we await the judge's decision. And one of our members, Ms. Sadler, is going to read a poem that someone sent her.
Okay, this one. It's not a part of the competition, but the person is listening online, and this is their contribution. The parade. Feel the rhythm. Feel the pulsating beat. Look at the spectacle on display in the street. Vivid colors and joyful spirits fill the air. Plenty bacchanal and people full of flair. The parade. Best place to be, for there's enough things to see. Thank you. That was written by Alita Liebert.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, as per usual, my good little friend behind her desk has sent me a poem for me to read entitled The Parade. I didn't get a chance to read it over, so let's hope that I can read it with some expression. Bass drum pounding right inside me chest. Masqueraders stepping in the carnival best. Feathers blazing bright in the midday sun. Jump up, wave the rag, the road march run. Glitter on the skin and the soca strong. Chip down the street all the whole day long. Wine to the ground when the brass band play. Ain't no fete like this parade day. Thank you. Are we with the decision? Start again, darling. Why don't the person compete? She has said to me, please don't call my name. She's at work. She's at work. Well, believe me, she's listening online, so she's hearing you. Young lady, the audience is asking for you to compete. And as promised, I would not mention your name. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears if the results are in. Thank you, Madam Sadler. Ladies and gentlemen, it was yet another keenly contested competition. The maximum points anyone could have get would have been 30. The scores range from 15 to 25. The first placer won the second placer by 2.5 points. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? What are we winning? A soca. The winner would be going to the soca competition. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you win and you are Christian or Christian-minded and you do not want to attend, ask for Raja, and he will gleefully accept. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, your winner, amassing a grand total of 25 points. Ladies and gentlemen, she's adorned with a black headband and matching dark shades. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Javon Dyer. Come, Javan, you have to recite your poem. Let's give her a warm applause as she comes, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say a shout out to our two young poets, persons who came earlier, Bella and Miss Grant. Let's give them a warm applause. Yes. I like Miss Grant, you know. I don't know who she be, but I like her. I like her spirit.
Color, color, sparkle and shine. From the side of the road, me just come for the lime. It is true, I might not join the parade and troop. I left that thing for the more vigorous youth. I ain't joined the parade, I ain't afraid of the stage. It's nothing to do with my old age. I have a strong reason I can't share with you. The parade is the parade and I do what I do. Thank you.
You can wait right here, darling. You'll get your ticket for tonight. And again, if you do not, if you're not planning on going, and you are going to put it under your pillow, I'll utilize it for you. Doesn't make any sense. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of day 4 of Poets in the Square. We are indeed happy that you made it to day 4. We welcome you tomorrow to our final day, day 5 of Poets in the Square 2026. Please tell a friend, to tell one, to tell all, and also to tell Paul to please to be here at 12 noon tomorrow. It's going to be a bit short because of the parade tomorrow. So we're asking you to come early and get in all of the poets in the square. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want you please to support Culturama, support all of the shows, all of the activities. Please remember, Culturama is you. Culturama is what you make of Culturama. Culturama is what we make of it. Ladies and gentlemen, until tomorrow, my name is Roger Fifield, saying have a good afternoon. May God bless you, and may God bless us all. Have a wonderful afternoon. I love you.
They singing the same song. Some sing about nigger business, some sing about politics, and nothing real consequential. No innovative lyrics, with no regard for the people who buy their records and tapes. So our music make us listen. If you want to make it great, you got to give them party music with plenty catchy lyrics. Give them party music, I say. Party music, they just cannot refuse it. Only then they won't have to say, like they tell me, come with the flamingo, here is sweet calypso, jam me like you used to before. Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy, jam me till we ball out no more. Make me wanna like we used to in the 70s, early 80s. some Calypsonian misuse Culturama. They use the occasion for their own agenda. Some use the stage as a forum for self-aggrandization. Some use it just as a podium to pounce on politicians. One sudden egotistical, think he deserves that career. What makes him think he's so special when he ain't even realize, yeah. You got to give them party music with plenty catchy lyrics. Give them party music, I say. And when you give them party music, they just cannot refuse it. Only then they won't have to say. Like they tell me, come with it from England. Give me sweet calypso. Jam me like you used to before. Make it nice and jumpy, really sweet and bouncy.